Hello everyone, my name is Josh, and this is the Skype for Business recap. It is another Friday, survived another week, right? And this week was actually a really cool week for me. This was my first week at Integration Partners. For those of you that may have missed the show last week, I did wrap up my time at Deloitte, short as it may have been, last week, and started a new role as a consultant at Integration Partners this week. And so it's been a really good first week. Really enjoying my time here. I did my onboarding remotely for the week, so did all the orientation activities via Skype for Business. Of course, how else? And that all went well, and been doing having a really good time syncing up with the team, getting to know people, and already getting involved with projects. So really happy, really excited about that. There's good things ahead, I can tell. So thanks everyone at Integration Partners for welcoming me so warmly. I am looking forward to what the future holds for us. So, all right, good times. Moving on, it was WPC this week. So while I don't have near as many topics that I'm going to try to cram in, WPC is a pretty big deal. That was a pretty huge conference, and there were a lot of a lot of people within the Skype for Business community there tapping into the data. So there were huge announcements across the Microsoft spectrum, but also some good announcements about Skype for Business related topics. So we're going to go over a couple of those, and then also go over a couple tools that I did not get a chance to touch on in the previous weeks. They were released fairly recently, very cool, helpful tools, but I just didn't have time to cram them into previous videos. So we're gonna chat about those a bit today. That is a great segue for me to jump into the first one here. So let's go over to the Infinity screen, and there we go. All right, here we go. First thing, let's get off of Q&A here and go to the description. Michael LaMontagne, for those of you that don't know, he is a Office Servers and Services MVP in the Skype for Business community, and he has put out a new PowerShell script for download. See that? .ps1, Invoke-SFBContacts. Great handy tool, simple in nature and as far as what it does, but it really meets a need that's out there. For those of you that have dealt with migrating or moving end users around, if any of them lose their contact list, I mean, it's over. It's done. The world is at an end, and we just need to go back. All right, I'm getting a little sarcastic here. End users do not like you losing their contact lists. If you have not discovered this personally, don't be the person to discover it, okay? Go get this tool, and a user that wants to preserve their contact lists can have this tool run on their machine while they're signed into their Skype for Business client, and it will export their contacts for them. And then when they are moved over or wherever they're at and they need to import this contact list, or they're saving it for a rainy day in case they wake up one morning and their contact list is gone, this tool will allow them to import it then. There's one known issue that he calls out here. Importing contacts into other contacts' default group will fail for contacts that are already added elsewhere in the contact list. So another group within your contact list, you've already got a contact that is trying to be imported to your other contacts, won't work. So he calls that out. He lets us know right off the bat, but gives us a little bit of some of the examples here of running it. So very, very cool stuff. Thank you, Michael, for putting it out there. Michael has put a number of other contributions out to the gallery as well and throughout the community. So this is a smart guy, one that has helped us a ton. Feel free to browse his stuff for a closer look at what else he's done to help us out here. So moving on, we've got PortQryUI. Now, Corrado, I think it's Malika. I'm sorry if I mispronounced that. But he is one of our community members over in Italy, and he has put together this really handy little download here. He gives us a link to download at the bottom, only 4.8 kilobytes, so really not bad at all. And this tool, as the name describes, is one that allows you to test various ports in a Skype for Business deployment, or link, as he calls out, to make sure that when the networking team tells you, yes, we've put those rules into place, yes, we've opened that up, everything's good to go, you'll be able to actually run through this tool, choose the role that you're testing here, and enter your destination IP or FQDN and test it out. And you'll see, based on the query results, whether or not that is actually open. So again, simple purpose for the tool, but huge help to any of us that have ever done deployments. You know that all too often we have to go back to the networking team a few times to make sure ports are really opened, or that there's no other third-party influence in that flow of traffic that is causing a problem. So great tool. Thank you, Corrado. We guys, I'm going to include this link obviously on the YouTube video description, and come over here, download this tool, and let him know what you think. Feedback, feedback, feedback. All right, WPC 16. That was the hashtag. If you do that hashtag in Twitter, you're going to find a lot of information about everything from Microsoft at WPC. So it's not going to necessarily be Skype for Business specific. However, I'm going to cover a couple of the big items that were announced at WPC for Skype for Business. Thank you to all of you who attended and were there on your phones, on your laptops, social media-ing it up. I appreciate, we all appreciate you sharing these things in real time as they're being announced. Keeps us up to date, lets us know what's coming, and helps us start planning. So probably one of the bigger blogged about and chatted about and tweeted about things that I saw was the Skype Operations Framework. All right, this is going to be a big deal moving forward. Microsoft, it's no mystery that they are pushing to the cloud. They are trying to go to the cloud with Office 365, Azure. They are trying to push people to at least have a footprint in the cloud, if not be fully in the cloud. And it's a good change. They've got a good offering there. There's very compelling stories and reasons for doing it. There are also compelling reasons for having on-prem deployment still. And so that is, no matter what scenario you're going for, Microsoft is trying to build upon existing methodologies and standardize ways that we can go about planning for, delivering, and operating a Skype for Business solution from the get-go for ourselves, for our clients, our customers, and that's what the Skype Operations Framework is. Coming to the site, SkypeOperationsFramework.com, we have this really cool interactive little graph here that starts out with the plan, and then goes to deliver, and then goes to operate. And beneath each phase, we've got different stages here that we can click on and learn more about. Right over next to it, there is a 10.5-minute video here that introduces us to the SOF, Skype Operations Framework, and lets us, kind of gives us glimpses into what it is, what's coming up for it, and how we're going to be able to benefit and use it. Going down here breaks down these phases a little bit more for us, and then the stages beneath the phases. And it's really well broken out here. Now, a lot of this might seem very high level, very conceptual, nothing really in the nitty gritty or the answers questions about, okay, well, how exactly does SOF help me? What exactly is SOF going to instruct me to do for a deployment or whatever? As we get deeper into it, we are going to have things like what Tom Arbuthnot shared on his blog here. Tom has shared not just information about what it is and stuff from that video presentation, but down in his blog post, he gets into actually Skype Academy training sessions. And we've got stuff starting as early as this Monday, the 18th of July, a SOF overview. And then after that, getting deployed, a Cloud BBX and PSTN conferencing, get deployed. Various overviews and in-depth workshops and sessions on SOF, what it is, how we're going to use it, how it's going to provide outstanding outcomes to our clients, our customers, especially as partners. SOF is going to be a powerful tool for us. And for those of us that want to differentiate ourselves and stand out as the partners that are most intimately familiar with the Microsoft stack and Microsoft's vision and how to seamlessly deploy this stuff with the least amount of pain, we are going to need to know the Skype Operations Framework. So check out the Skype Operations Framework website. Check out Tom's post on it. Go get registered for these classes and start learning about it next week. All right, this is going to be really important stuff to pick up on. So please, by all means, start learning it, start embracing it. especially if you are a partner that is going to be delivering multiple deployments over and over again. This is important. So, all right. Good stuff. Thank you, Tom. Also, today's Skype Meeting Broadcast by the Skype for Business team at Microsoft is going to be all about Skype Operations Framework. Sean Wilson will be delivering it. It'll probably already be delivered by the time my video gets out, but I will include the link in the YouTube video description for the playback for their video. So be sure to check that out for more as well. The other announcement was that in Skype for Business, now this title here is a little misleading. Skype for Business itself is not getting the ability to translate into 40 different languages. We're not going to be on the phone with somebody, two different people speaking different languages, and we're having it translated, all right, in real time. That maybe one day, but that is not what is being announced here. That's not what was announced at WPC. When if you actually read the article, you'll soon realize that later this year, what they're talking about is Skype Meeting Broadcast is going to be able to translate into, using Bing Translator, about 40 different languages. So this isn't a two-way communication again. This is one person to up to potentially 10,000 viewers. That's huge. Speaking a language that may not be the native language or even one familiar to all of these viewers on the other end. But if it's one of those 40 languages, it'll be transcribed and translated for these users. That is incredible. That is amazing. I can't wait to see this in action, but I will have to wait at least till sometime later this year. So big news there. I'm going to include this link. Please come check it out. Check out Microsoft's site about it and follow this. This is something you're going to need to remember as you potentially roll out Skype Meeting Broadcast as a feature of your company's strategy. So yes, check that out. Last thing I wanted to talk about really quick. Haven't really done any new blog posts on my site in a while. Man, it's been a couple months, and I almost I do feel ashamed to say that. I've been busy on other fronts, I guess, videos, etc. But I needed to clean up the blog site a little bit in preparation for getting more active on the blogging side. So I got rid of the wood background. I have a more clean interface here, a little less noise, a little easier to read and sort through. I cleaned up my sidebar a lot. This was a really junky, messy side area, and I've tried to make this a lot more neat. So at the very top, various ways that you can reach out to me: Twitter, LinkedIn, Google Plus profile, and my YouTube channel. And then I've got a actual module here for my channel. This is going to show my latest videos. Clicking on this will take you over to the channel so you can watch all the previous recap episodes. A place to subscribe to the blog by email, my latest tweets, archives, blog rolls. That is by all means not complete. I need to add more in there, certifications, and then my tag cloud. So that stuff is all over here on the side. I cleaned that up a bit. And we will hopefully be getting some new, fresh blog content out here soon. I'm trying to keep my focus, really going strong on the Skype for Business recap episodes and maybe even a little more video-based soon, but I don't want to completely neglect the blog, so hopefully we'll have new content for you there soon. At any rate, that is it. Let's go back to my main screen. Boom. Thank you guys, as always, for watching. Thanks for tuning in. If you've provided feedback or given me a heads up about content that you would like to see shared or you think should have been shared, please keep that coming. I really appreciate that. I have to go out and find all the content on my own as it is, but having you bring content to me, that's a big help, and I really appreciate it. Thank you. That's all I've got for now. Thanks again for tuning in. Have a safe and enjoyable weekend, and we will see you guys here next Friday for the next Skype for Business recap. Until then, everybody, and again, enjoy your weekend, and that's it. Adios.